Good day, everyone. You are welcome to this week's Business and Investment Tips program, a production of Christ Church Radio. My name is Ayodeji Ebo, an investment professional. This week, we will be discussing the new Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 and how it will affect your businesses. This is the most significant business legislation in the last 3 decades, with 870 sections. Due to this, the review of this act will be done in 2 parts. The Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 repealed the Act of 1990, which has been in operation for 30 years. The President of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, signed this act into law on Friday, 7th August 2020. This act will change Nigeria's corporate landscape by enabling the ease of doing business, reducing regulatory hurdles, and aligning corporate operations in Nigeria with global best practices and procedures. The effective date will be announced in due course. We shall discuss some of the provisions of the amended bill and how it will affect businesses. 1. Provision of a single individual to form a company. By virtue of Section 18 of CAMA 2020, one person can now form and incorporate a private company by complying with the requirements of CAMA 2020. This amendment will enable small-scale entrepreneurs to exercise absolute control and authority over the operations and management of their businesses. A lot of businesses have been forced into unwarranted partnerships because prior to the new CAMA, to legally own a business in Nigeria, you need to provide at least 2 or more people as co-owners of the business. 2. Appointment of company secretary is now optional. Based on the CAMA 2020, the appointment of a company secretary is now optional for private companies. According to Section 330, subsection 1 of the new CAMA, the appointment is only mandatory for public companies. This will reduce operational costs for small businesses. 3. Appointment of auditors no longer compulsory. Small companies or any company having a single shareholder are no longer mandated to appoint auditors at the annual general meeting to audit the financial records of the company. Section 402 of the new CAMA provides for the exemption in relation to the audit of account in respect of a financial year. This will be a huge savings for small companies. 4. Introduction of statements of compliance. Section 40, subsection 1 of the new act introduces the statement of compliance, which can be signed by an applicant or his agent, confirming that the requirements of the law as to registration have been complied with. This serves as an alternative to the requirement to submit a declaration of compliance, which must be signed by a lawyer or attested to before a notary public. A statement of compliance does not require the signatory of a lawyer. This also favors small-scale businesses in terms of time and cost. 5. Replacement of authorized share capital with minimum share capital. Section 27 of CAMA 2020 has replaced the authorized share capital with minimum share capital. This implies that the promoter of a business is not required to pay for or allocate shares that are not needed at the specific time of incorporation. This reduces the cost of setting up a company. 6. Procurement of a common seal is no longer a mandatory requirement. The procurement of a common seal is no longer a mandatory requirement according to Section 98 of the new CAMA. A common seal, also called a company seal, is a physical illustration embossed with the company name and business number. With the amended bill, companies can now authenticate documents by other means other than a company seal. This means you do not need to stamp seals on documents anymore. This amendment is in line with global best practices, as most jurisdictions around the world have expunged the requirement from their respective laws. And lastly, 7. Provision for electronic filing, electronic share transfer, and e-meetings for private companies. The new CAMA makes provision for electronic filing, electronic share transfer, and e-meetings for private companies. You can now register your business from anywhere in the country via the e-registration portal. The new CAMA also provides for remote or virtual general meetings, provided that such meetings are conducted in accordance with the Articles of Association of the company. This will facilitate participation at such meeting from any location within and outside the shores of the country at minimal cost. Existing businesses can amend their Articles of Association to reflect the amendments. This is COVID-19 compliant. This is where we'll be stopping for this week. Thank you for listening. Please join us same time next week for the second and concluding part of the review of the CAMA 2020 and how it would affect businesses. For comments and feedback, kindly forward to ccradio@rccgchristchurch.org or send SMS to 07082463747. Stay blessed.